Guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about the Color Honeymooners, and what that was basically a a series of full-length sketches, usually an hour long, episodes of the Jackie Gleason Show that were redubbed the Color Honeymooners over the years. Jackie Gleason, obviously, it was his show, and he's top billed as he should be. But R. Carney returned as well as Ed Norton, and you had, if you look on the back here, the rest of the cast here, you have Jane Keane and Sheila McRae. And Sheila McRae played Alice, and Jane Keane played Trixie. And the reason why, there are a lot of rumors over the years, but the main reason that Audrey Meadows didn't return to play Alice for these shows is that she was married to somebody at the time that didn't wouldn't make sense for her to relocate to Miami Beach, because Jackie Gleason wanted to play golf more during the year than he was able to up in New York and that area. So he relocated to Florida, loved Florida, and he wanted to play golf all the time. So uh, Audrey Meadows was unable to come back. And then there were rumors that Joyce Randolph, the original Trixie, was never asked to reprise her role, but apparently she didn't want to make the move either. So they recast both of them. And to be honest, Sheila McRae, these two ladies are phenomenal stage actresses, wonderful performers, great voices. When they have a lot of singing numbers in these episodes, which I'll get into, they bury these two. But she's a very good singer, and she is an extremely good singer. And I think they fare pretty well. I think Audrey Meadows, of course, is Alice. There were Alices before her in a few episodes, and there were obviously Alices after her. But Audrey Meadows is phenomenal. Sheila McRae plays Alice, more of a whiny, a little more victimized Alice, and I don't know if it's overly successful. It's pretty good. She does a pretty good job, but Jean Keane is phenomenal. She is great as Trixie. Joyce Randolph, to me, will always be Trixie, but for some reason, a lot of people have had problems with Joyce Randolph's performances over the years and said she overacted or she did this and that. I think Joyce Randolph is a legend. She's fantastic, but she does a very admirable job as Trixie. She's great. I would say she definitely equals Joyce Randolph. She's great. And then if you guys saw the other videos I did, we did somewhere we talked about the later honeymoon specials, the honeymooner specials that came out in the late 70s, with Jackie Gleason, R. Carney, Audrey Meadows reprising her role, and Jane Keane came back as Trixie. From these episodes, obviously we know her there. But Joyce Randolph never came back for those later episodes either. But she just never made the carryover to the later episodes. She held her own here though, but like I said, she played a different Alice, which is fine. But these episodes are really interesting. These are or were available on DVD. Compared to a lot of these other sets out there, these are going to run you some money. These are not the most easy things to find, and when you do, they're upwards of I think $30 to $80, maybe more, unless you luck out and find one that's not a bootleg and in really good condition. So these are great to have. I enjoyed these. Of course, they're not good as the original run of the Honeymooners and then the Lost episodes and all that. Even the Honeymooners specials later are funnier and better. But these are really good. These are they do have music. Like I said, they're probably about an hour long. They have several skits, musical songs and performances throughout each episode. Some are more successful than others. A lot of them are really funny. Some of them just slow down the action. But overall, the format takes a lot getting used to, but they're very enjoyable. And Carney and Gleason are just their chemistry is still really sharp there, and they're great together. And it's fun to see these guys. What's interesting with these Color Honeymooners, I'm going to show you the discs real quick. What's interesting with these is that they essentially remade some of their classic black and white episodes with these episodes. That's what they did here. And it's cool to see it in color. A lot of them seem to work, and a lot of them are enjoyable. Some of them are better than others, obviously, but I think they're really good. Here's a breakdown of everything. Now, with these episodes, a lot of purists out there may realize that these may not be absolutely complete episodes. Now, they're not syndicated episodes, but what they are essentially, again, they're Jackie Gleason Show excerpts, but they were full episodes. But they basically cut out, I'd say, the beginning monologue or end monologue. Other than that, the honeymooners part themselves, which is what everyone is buying here, which is what they're marketing, that seems to all be intact. And I believe most, if not all, of these episodes are included. They only made 4 seasons, 4 complete collections. I seem to remember that there may be a few other episodes that never quite made it to these Color Honeymooner DVD sets. But pretty much this is, I believe, as complete a collection as you will get. I think this is pretty much all of them. But to show you these discs, they come in 3 discs with the episode listing here, and a couple of them have bonus features. This is a really cool one. It's the special feature is a great Gleason Express featurette, and what that is basically it explains how Jackie Gleason essentially used his relocation to Miami Beach as a marketing basically a marketing tool. He got a train outfitted with a whole bunch of high-end entertainment, food, and everything else, and took his cast and crew, moved them down to Miami, had all the press on board to partake in it and see what's going on and document everything. And he made it an event. I mean, Jackie Gleason was the showman, and that's not a criticism at all. That's the highest compliment. He was brilliant, and he knew what he was doing. He knew how he was doing it. And so there was a bonus feature basically documenting that experience here. All these discs, I think this one doesn't have bonus features. Yeah, you see there's different lengths of episodes. I think there's about 41 total, which is about what ran in the entire run of the Jackie Gleason Show for these particular episodes. The last set of discs here has a few bonus features as well. Very long episode with Jane Keane, which is great, who's no longer with us. The Jackie Gleason special. It's also a really good reunion sketch. It's weird. It's produced by well, you'd see it's almost like a giant ad placement. Another ad picked it up and the company ran it. It's almost like an ad promotion for them. But it's a full episode. It's pretty cool. I would say that I think the Color Honeymooners Collection 4, Season 4, these were the ones that they pretty much wrote fresh. These are fresh stories, fresh whatever. Most of them work pretty well. The other 3 seasons are essentially, as I was saying, remakes of early original classic skits, mostly lost episodes, or even the classic 39. I think get some kind of a treatment here as well. They're just redone in color and with different female leads in those roles, and they work. They're pretty cool. For myself, I think season 3 as well as season 2 are the best. They're back home in Brooklyn, and that's where I find that they're strongest. It's good to see them in their house, and good to see the apartment, good to see everything else. Season 1 wasn't bad, but they basically redid and it says right on the back, they did their trip to Europe thing, and every episode they went to a different country or a different location, and it was okay. I think it was a little forced, and I think it took a little while for the chemistry to start gelling between everybody, except for them, obviously. So the first season is not the greatest, and the whole thing is on the road. It's like a giant road trip, and I think it gets a little bogged down in places, but the rest of them are all complete. There's not even a highlight in a bunch. They're all great. There's nothing to pick and choose about them. They're all pretty good. I think you guys will like these. What else am I going to say about these episodes? Yeah, there's musical acts. I think they do a good job. The thing that I really like with the Color Honeymooners or Jackie Gleason Show specials, whatever you want to call them, is that Jackie Gleason seems to be at his absolute peak of happiness and contentment. He just they seem to be having an absolute blast. He and our Carney both. And it looks like Jackie Gleason, who's been working really hard through his whole career, it looks like he finally reached that apex of I've made it. I'm exactly where I want to be. I mean, he was playing golf. He comes out, and some of it looks staged, but some of it there's definitely stuff in the glasses. But If you guys know Jackie Gleason, he comes out, he's got his cigarette, he's drinking his coffee. He couldn't look any happier, more fulfilled, more content, and that comes across in every episode, and that's half the charm of these episodes. Now, are they good as the original episodes? Of course not. Even the last four reunion specials that they did, which three were only released to DVD so far, but those were released in the late 70s. Those were kind of better than these two. So these are, I hate to say, the worst out of all the Honeymooners runs, because there's a lot of fun in these. They're really entertaining, and if you like musical theater like myself, every episode seems like a big production. You can picture when these came on back in the day, everyone would be grouped around the TV, getting ready to watch Jackie Gleason. It would start off with a musical number from the June Taylor Dancers, of one of whom he married, obviously, and several years and after that, and then basically stayed married through his passing. And they're just a lot of fun. They're big productions. The sets are elaborate. The jokes are there. The chemistry's there. There's just music, and it definitely takes a little getting used to, but there's a lot to recommend with the Color Honeymooners. So guys, try to track these down if you can. Like I said, they're available, but you'll be paying for these. They're expensive. Totally worth it. Really cool to have on your shelf. And again, there's four collections. There's four seasons. They ran from 1966 through, I believe, one popped in through 1970. Oh, there it is, 1966, 1970. And they're definitely worth tracking down. Should I give you a little rundown on it? Yeah, see, it's pretty cool. There were some guest stars in a later season, and it sounds weird, but there was like, I think Bing Crosby was in it, Joey Heatherton, Mike Douglas, and they were funny. When everyone is self-aware and self-parodying, it's good stuff. That's always fun. One of the things that people criticize this show for is the fact that it looked like some of the charm wasn't there, like all the classic bang zoom and all the blow ups, when the slow build up when Norton is fidgeting around and Art just come on, he screams at him. People think that they were playing to the audience a lot, and they were building that up, and the charm was lost. And I think just complete opposite. I mean, that's their bread and butter. That's their goals. That's their total gold right there, and they know it, and they milked it for what they could, whatever they could, and the audience just ate it up. So again, the Color Honeymooners is a lot of fun. This is the side of them. For some reason, they decided that season 3 they would put a 3, and then the other ones they never did 1, 2, or 4. Go figure. It's one release. It was only released one time on DVD. For some reason they couldn't keep it completely uniform, but again, it looks pretty good on your shelf regardless. So again, guys, thanks for tuning in. This was a long video, but I would recommend the Color Honeymooners, aka Jackie Gleason Show. Again, these are hour-long sketches from that show. Don't let anybody dissuade you by saying because there's music in there, it's good music, it's funny music, the lyrics are clever. And don't let anyone dissuade you by saying that these episodes are cut, because they're really not cut. These episodes are completely intact. They're not syndicated prints, but I do think that MPI made it a point of keeping it to Color Honeymooners, so they cut out any extraneous stuff that didn't really have to deal with Honeymooners specifically, and I think you guys will appreciate it in the long run because of that. So guys, thank you so much. I may do some more Honeymooner stuff. I may do a little lost episode versus 39 classic 39 videos down the line, and maybe some other ones too. But again, if you haven't checked out my other Honeymooner videos, please do. They're informative. I think they are. People have been messaging me telling me they liked them. Please spread the word, help me out. Please like my Facebook page. Please like my Facebook page, but please like my YouTube channel here. Just hit like or subscribe, whatever it is. It's free. It helps build my fan base, my audience, and it allows me the opportunity to do these videos for you guys. So guys, thanks again. Feel free to comment below. Only good comments. If it's a bad comment, keep it to yourself. But thanks so much, guys, for everything, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.